Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Montel's podcast. Back in the game, baby. Got not a whole lot, but a couple things I want to talk about. So we're just going to get right into it. Firstly, before we jump into it, I want to give a shout out. I know it's happy belated, and I did a couple shout outs on another couple social platforms. To my boy, Isaac, 43. Happy birthday, bro. Just throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get into all this craziness, man, because people are just I don't know, going into whole stereotypical thought, which is, it makes sense and I got it, but at the same time, why are we getting into this? All right, so you got Tiger Woods, just got the green coat and all that good stuff. And people are like, oh, congratulations, Tiger Woods. It's great. All this other good stuff. Yeah, okay. It's great. But we overlook the fact that, and get me when I say this, and you can put me into any type of category you want to, but the thing that I look at is that, so when you have Tiger Woods with the whole having porn stars and his life, his circle, when he was married, having the DUI when he was found with no less than 5. Do your research. Freedom of Information Act. Do your research. No less than 5 narcotics for painkillers in his system at the time that he did this, right? Along with the porn stars, as he was married, or whatever. But yet we glorify him. Oh, you on the come up. You did this thing 11 years after, whatever. Okay. So these are the type of people that we put out there as role models. Okay. All right. But then, what he did when it came to the prostitution, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking Tiger Woods for winning the Masters. I'm not knocking him for that. That's a great achievement, right? I'm just saying, when it comes to realistic thought, why are some glorified and others ostracized, right? So we think about Bill Cosby, completely ostracized, right? So Bill Cosby, completely ostracized. Harvey Weinstein, they keep saying, oh, well, the documentary's coming out. Okay, gotcha. Where is it? Bill Cosby, ain't no documentary came out about him. R. Kelly, ain't no document came out about him. Not saying they're not predators, because they are, but where's the documentary about Bill Cosby or Harvey Weinstein? You know what I mean? So the documentary came out about R. Kelly because, this has been going on for a long time. It was back in the 90s when all this stuff was coming out, right? So with Weinstein, there's not even, you don't even see any type of interview or docuseries or whatever. Tiger Woods, same thing. And I think that these things are strategically placed for monetary gain when it comes to big corporate, because nobody likes to talk about big corporate. Now we don't want to talk about that because it keeps us too woke. All right, cool, not worried about it. But at the same time, I think that we're missing the point. And then on top of it is that they can interject so many other things along with that, especially with the Bill Cosby thing. It's like, oh yeah, well, Bill, he's been going since way back in the day. And we have so many other people that know his story that can kind of not subjugate, but put people in another mind frame or another frame of thought to where we can distract them just enough to go ahead and just milk some money out of them and do this and get the attention put on Bill to make it seem like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. Then, you have Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein has done some terrible things. Like if you use the Freedom of Information Act and go back and look at things that Harvey Weinstein did, he's a pariah. It's terrible. Not saying that Bill Cosby isn't as bad. Not saying that any of the other ones aren't as bad. But why is it that you pick and choose who are going to be glorified and who's going to be ostracized, right? That's all I'm saying. And that's what I look at as a person. It's like, come on, man, Jesus Christ, you can't do the whole pick and choose thing unless you have some type of agenda, because it's Hollywood for a reason, right? And you go into that whole aspect of thought, and that just opens up a man cave size hole, or a manhole size cave. I said man cave size hole. Anyway, so there you have it with that. So I think that it's only like agenda based type thing. Same thing they did with Mel Gibson. The same thing they did with Charlie. What's his freaking name? You know what I'm talking about. Charles. The Hot Shots Part 2 and all that good stuff. Man, why can I not think of his last name? Either way, doesn't even matter. Because you have people that were bucking the system. They were bucking the system, and they were willing to call out Hollywood. You know what I mean? Same thing happened with Michael Jackson. Same thing happened with Prince. It's when you buck the system, and they're like, hey, you can't do that. And if you do, these are going to be the repercussions, right? So it is what it is. So I just think that, to me, is crazy. But let's fast forward to something new age, right? Nipsey Hussle. And like I told you guys in the one podcast, I didn't know who this guy was. I didn't know what he was about or whatever. Like, I never really even heard of this guy. But going back and looking, and then you have all these people, they're like, oh, Nipsey Hussle stood for this. He are people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so where were you? Where the fuck were you when he was trying to do all this good shit? You know what I mean? Any of y'all. Not saying that they didn't believe in what he was doing, but where were you when he was trying to do this shit? You know what I mean? Where was your support when he was trying to do this shit? And then you got like all these people talking like now that he's dead, oh, well, he stood for this and he stood for that. And I went back and I did my research to look and see who was riding with him. Y'all motherfuckers, like all of them. And I'll say this on podcast right now, and I don't care who's listening. Fuck all of y'all. If you weren't helping him spread his message and spread the positivity of life, and then now you want to talk about shit now that he's dead, now you want to make it seem like you're uplifting this brother or this person, not necessarily got to be a brother or whatever. Like it to me, it blows my mind to where people, they wait until a person's gone and now you want to push the movement. Get the fuck out of here. Like you got to be kidding me, because that makes no sense whatsoever. It makes no sense whatsoever. You should be helping that person during their life to help spearhead the movement. And the only reason that you don't do that is because you don't want to put yourself in that position to be a target because you're scared, you're fucking weak, you're spineless, right? That's the way that I look at it, because all these people talking that shit. The last time I checked, when you say this person was such a great person, you weren't in their fucking their lime the light with them. You weren't in that position with them to help impact change. And now on the back end, you want to be that person to help impact change. Man, that's the fakest shit ever. That's the fakest shit ever. And I think that me, myself, personally, whether he was alive versus him being dead, it should be the same people that talking all that shit now that's saying fucking, rest in peace and we should be doing this and doing that. You should have been saying the same fucking shit back when you supposedly said that this person, Nipsey Hussle, was doing that. Where were you? He opened this up in his neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. Where the fuck were you at? Right? Where the fuck were you at? You were nowhere to be fucking found. And you can say, oh, well, I was too busy with my shit. No, fuck you. Because if the shit was real, if it was real, and you supported this person, like you say you fucking support them after they fucking dead and gone, get the fuck out of here, man. Like that's some dumb ass played off shit. You playing off of what happened to them to make it seem like you're for a movement, but you ain't for no fucking movement. You ain't for no real shit. And I think that goes with any type of person with anything that they say they support, but they don't show the support either by way of saying, hey, I'm going to go out there and be a speaker with you or a guest speaker or whatever the fuck, or I'm going to go out and promote what your vision is on my social media platform, whatever platform it is. It doesn't matter if it's social media or speaking out or whatever it is, in person or whatever. So again, I don't even know who this Nipsey Hussle person is, but I guarantee you these people that say they knew him and didn't support him while he was alive, in an aspect of where they were taken away from their, I guess, quote unquote shine, and putting themselves in a position to where they're at the same risk as he was. Like you ain't shit. You know? Me myself personally, I'm grateful that I can say to a certain degree whatever the fuck I want to about things. But it's just, to me, it's just piss poor to say that you can think that you're on the same level as an activist, but you don't say shit until they're fucking dead and gone, right? Just like right now, call out one of the motherfucking main ones is the Game. Like apparently he's fucking standing out and telling people, oh, well, you speaking out and you're doing this and you're saying that, and it's all about the community that fucked him over or whatever. That wasn't the community, man. That shit was fucking planned. Open your fucking eyes up. And last time I checked, people were saying that the Game was like some bisexual ass dude, which has nothing to do with this. I just think it's you lame as fuck. You talking all this shit, and now you want to come out, and now you want to be a supporter. But when it comes down to it, I ain't see you coming out there supporting Nipsey Hussle and talking like activist shit. So what the fuck are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Easy to reach me. When it comes to that a thought, because hell, I mean, I ain't got nothing else but time and space, motherfucker. Time, space, and opportunity. Easy, right? So what I look at is that I think that people, they're disillusioned to think that they can use their own imagination and put a thought out there to be like, oh, well, now that this person, after they stood up for all this greatness, I'm going to help them out by doing something in their post-mortem. Come on, man, get the fuck out of here. You could have did much more in their humus era. That means when they were alive, for the people that don't know what humus means. But yeah, so it's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Complete and utter fucking bullshit. And I think that it is offensive to a person that had that thought, that wanted to do something at that caliber, at that level, to be the bringer of a revolution, of a new era. And not to say that it's new, but the thought process was new, right? So either way, any of those people that came after the fact of Nipsey Hussle's death, fuck y'all. Every single one of y'all. You know what I mean? Like how is it that like a day or two after shit, I think it was the same day that he was killed, like you had these murals and memorials that were just strategically placed to be put on fucking Top Buzz and fucking Fox News and CNN and all these other fucking mainstream medias, which is fucking bullshit, because they don't air the real truth. They really don't. So y'all might want to get y'all education up. So that was another issue that I had with that shit. And then on top of it, oh yeah, I'm cursing. It's real gangster shit right now. It's real gangster shit tonight. So it was funny because I had people that were telling me, they were, oh man, it's interesting because, you got to look at this and you got to look at that. No, you got to look at a goddamn thing but the fucking facts. And the facts are